Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. This is Todd with Industrial Comfort. For all you skiers out there, today I'm going to show you how to make a vertically hanging ski rack. The thing that's so neat about this project is that you need so few materials to make the ski rack. I have a 1x6 piece of oak, and then I have two 1-inch diameter oak dowels. Now the dowels come in standard 3-foot sections, and the piece of oak I have here is actually 29.5 inches, which is very specific to the space that I'm working with, which is going to net me 3 pairs of skis. You can make the rack as wide as you'd like. The process for making it will be the same. Now, I would have preferred to have used maple, but I could not find matching dimensional lumber to dowels that were both maple, so I'm choosing to go with oak. Now you'll also notice I've got some painter's tape, and I'll explain why and how we're going to use that in the next step. But I'm first going to go ahead and rip this down to 4 inches, which will serve as the depth for the ski rack that we're going to be building. With the board now cut, and I actually trimmed it down to 3 3/4 inches because I thought it would look better proportionately with a 1-inch diameter dowel. Now I'm going to apply a strip of this painter's tape down the length of this board. And I'm doing this for 2 reasons. The first of which is that when we go to drill the holes, it will safeguard the wood so that we've got clean edges. Secondarily, and just as important, it's for the glue up. We want to protect the wood from any seeping or extra glue that comes out from the joints. We are planning to leave this natural, and if you are too, any glue that penetrates the wood is going to leave a mark if you plan on applying stain afterwards. So the glue will help prevent any staining or discoloration from any seeping glue. So I'm now going to measure up where I'm going to drill the holes, and we'll start the process of drilling. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is start with the pegs that are going to be in the center of the board. Now for this particular rack, I've got 1 set of skis that's going to be in the middle and then 1 on either end because I've got 3 pairs for this rack. It'll be different for you depending on how many pairs you're trying to fit in and whether you'll have a pair of skis that are centered on the rack. For the purposes of this exercise, we're going to be measuring out 14 3/4 inches. Now, the pegs should be 3/4 of an inch from the outer diameter between one another, meaning there should only be 3/4 of an inch of space between the dowels, which then means we need to add a 1/2 inch on either side to accommodate the radius of the dowel itself. So essentially, you're going to want to add 7/8 of an inch to the right, 7/8 of an inch to the left. My left, your right. So the measurement from the end is going to be 13 7/8. And then on the other side, it's going to be 15 5/8. So we'll draw 2 parallel lines, and then we'll determine the center. Now, on either end, I'd like to give 3 inches of space between the end of the rack and the first set of skis. So we'll mark 3 inches, and then likewise over here. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Let's go 2 inches. And then we'll go 2 inches here. Now, because we're measuring from the outer side of this dowel, we're actually only going to be coming in a 1/2 inch. So we'll be at 2.5 for where we're going to drill our hole for the outer dowels. Hope this is making sense to everybody. Now, to accommodate the 3/4 of an inch of space plus the 1/2 inch plus the other 1/2 inch of the radius, we're actually going to be measuring another 1 3/4 from the 2.5, which will bring us to 4 1/4 over here. And then, let me see, 2.5, 3.5, 4 1/4 on this side. Okay. And just to be sure, we'll make some measurements here. So I've got 9 5/8 center to center and 9 5/8 center to center from the innermost pegs to the outermost pegs. So now we'll find the centers here to determine where to drill our holes. And then what we're going to want to do is drill, I'm going to go with 4 holes to mount this. So I'll probably go 2 on the top and then 2 on the bottom between the racks. But at minimum, so as I mentioned, I've got 9 5/8 space between the skis. You want a minimum of 7. So as long as you're over 7, you're good to go. Anything beyond that, you're going to start banging bindings. Okay, so 1/2 of 3 3/4 is 1 7/8. So we'll mark the center point where we're going to drill our holes. Okay. For the mounting holes, I think in the corners, what I'll do is go 1 inch in and 1 inch down, and then I'll go 1 inch up centered between the dowels. So and then 9, let me see, let me get out the calculator. 9 5/8 divided by 2, 4 13/16. All right, we're ready to drill some holes. I've got my wood mounted here in the drill press with my 1 inch drill bit ready to go. I choose to use a Forstner bit because they provide for really clean cuts. It's not mandatory, but if you've got a Forstner bit, I would recommend using it. For the holes I'm going to drill to mount this ski rack, I'm going to use a 3/16 inch countersink bit. I'm not exactly sure what hardware I'll use to mount this yet, so I want to start small, and if I need to expand the holes later, I can do that. With the drilling now complete for the ski rack, I'm over at the router table where I have a 1/4 inch radius roundover bit which I'm going to use to round over the edges to give this rack a smoother appearance. So the back of the ski rack has now been drilled and routed. The next step is for us to take these dowels and cut pegs that will support the ski tips. Now, the base is 3/4 of an inch, and I want 5.5 inches of peg sticking out. So we're going to cut these down to 6.25 inches apiece. Now, I'm going to bring these over to the router table in between cuts so I can round over the edge of these pegs. Now, I'll put a link in the description that will explain how to make this jig. As if you have a router, it'll save you a ton of time as opposed to using sandpaper. So let's get the process started. Now that everything has been cut, routed, shaped, etc., we're ready to insert the pegs into this board. Now, what I found out is that even though these are marketed as inch in diameter dowels, they're actually about 1/32 of an inch larger than an inch. So I'm going to actually have to bang these into the holes with a mallet. I was not expecting to have to do that. As a result, I'm going to minimize the amount of glue that I'm using. Using the same philosophy with the tape, I'm going to measure 3/4 of an inch from the bottom and put a ring of tape around each of these pegs to prevent any unnecessary exposure to the glue. Before I get started, I'm going to put a piece of tape on the back side to cover the holes so that the glue doesn't get everywhere. And also make sure to keep a couple of wet paper towels nearby to manage any excess glue. Now I'm only going to put the glue inside the back of the rack itself. I don't want to put them on the pegs because that way we'll minimize the amount of glue that has the potential to get on the surface of the rack. And I'm just going to use my finger to brush the glue on the inside here. Again, because of how tight the fit is going to be, I'm not worried about using too much glue. Now, we didn't end up getting any glue on the outside of this, which is fantastic. So I'll just take the tape off and I think we'll be close to done. And here's our hanging ski rack. Drop me a few comments and let me know what you think. Now, it's wide enough between these pegs that I think we'll actually be able to put some additional hangers in here for the ski poles. Now from here, you can clear coat it, stain it, paint it, totally up to you. If you found this helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.